Some conversations only happen after dark. You know the ones I'm talking about. The kind where you say things you wouldn't dare whisper in broad daylight. The kind where honesty just slips out like it's been waiting all day for permission to exist. Welcome back to DollBaby After Dark. I want you to do something for me right now. Pour your drink, get comfortable, maybe dim the lights just a little, because what we're about to talk about deserves that kind of atmosphere. Tonight is about late night confessions, the quiet truths, the hidden desires, the thoughts that live in the back of your mind but never quite make it past your lips when the sun is still up. We've all got them. Don't even try to pretend otherwise, because during the day, we perform. We show up as the version of ourselves that fits expectations, the polished version, the composed version, the version that makes sense for work, for social media, for other people's comfort. But somewhere around midnight, that version clocks out. And what's left? That's the real you, the unfiltered thoughts, the questions you don't say out loud, the desires you haven't fully admitted, even to yourself. And here's something I've learned from doing this show, from the messages you send, from those late night comments that come in when the world is quiet. The things people are most afraid to confess are almost never as shocking as they think. They're just deeply, beautifully human. Someone once shared something with me. She said her biggest secret was that she just wanted to be seen. Not admired, not complimented, not told she was doing everything right, but actually seen. The messy parts, the contradictions, the version of herself that laughs too loud, overthinks everything, and still doesn't have all the answers. And she felt embarrassed about that, like wanting real connection was somehow asking for too much. And that stayed with me, because how many of us are carrying that same confession? Let's talk about another one that people don't say out loud enough. The desire to start over. Not because your life is bad, not because you're ungrateful, but because somewhere deep inside, there's another version of you, waiting. A version that feels bigger, more aligned, more honest, and she's tired of being quiet. That feeling, that's not confusion. That's not instability. That's clarity, trying to break through. There's something about nighttime that shifts everything. During the day, you move with logic, schedules, responsibilities, what makes sense. But after dark, your imagination wakes up, your intuition gets louder, and suddenly you're asking different questions. What do I really want? Why am I still holding on to this? What would happen if I actually went after it? Those questions aren't comfortable. They're not supposed to be. Because comfort is where dreams go, to quietly expire. So tonight, I want you to sit with something, just one thing, one confession. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be something you'd never tell anyone. It just has to be real. Maybe it's this: you feel lonely, even when you're surrounded by people. Maybe it's that you've been settling for less than what you actually deserve. Maybe it's that you're excited about something, truly excited. You've been downplaying it because you're afraid of looking foolish if it doesn't work out. Whatever it is, say it, even if it's just a whisper, even if it's just in your mind. Because the moment you give truth a voice, it changes. It becomes something you can see clearly, something you can understand, something you can actually do something with. There's a weight that comes from holding things in, from editing yourself, from constantly filtering your thoughts to fit what feels acceptable. And over time, that weight builds, quietly, until one day, you don't even recognize yourself anymore. Because you spent so much time being who you think you should be, you forgot how to just be who you are. But here's the truth I want you to hold on to tonight. You are not alone in this. Every single person listening right now has something they haven't said, a truth they've softened, a desire they've hidden, a version of themselves they're still working up the courage to become. And the fact that you're here, in this moment, leaning into something that feels a little raw, a little honest, a little uncomfortable, that tells me something about you. It tells me you're ready. Not for surface level anymore, but for something deeper, something real. Because here's what most people don't realize. Honesty is magnetic. Not perfection, not having it all figured out, but knowing yourself and standing in that truth. The most captivating people are not the ones with perfect lives. They're the ones who stopped pretending, the ones who allowed themselves to feel, to want, to admit what's real, even when it's uncomfortable. You cannot build anything meaningful on a foundation of pretending. Not love, not connection, not fulfillment. Because anything built on something false eventually cracks. But when you start with truth, even if it's messy, even if it's uncertain, even if it scares you a little, that's where real life begins. So tonight, whatever confession has been sitting with you, whatever truth has been quietly tapping you, whatever desire feels too big, too strange, too vulnerable, honor it. Not by announcing it to the world, but by being honest with yourself. Because that's where everything starts. The most powerful transformations don't begin loudly. They begin like this: quiet, honest, in the dark, with one simple moment of truth that changes everything. Tonight was yours. If something in this spoke to you, leave a word, a feeling, a small truth in the comments. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just let something real exist. This space holds it, always. And if you want more nights like this, more conversations that actually mean something, make sure you're here, because we're just getting started. What happens tonight stays with you. And honestly, that's the point. Good night. This is DollBaby After Dark, and I'll see you in the dark.